Oh man, you gotta love the fall time, especially here in New York. You get all the different colored leaves. You just get that smell in the air. It's exciting. It's like Halloween's around the corner. It's just a really fun time of the year. Of course, that means winter is right around the corner as well. So it does start to get really rainy and cold, which sucks. I absolutely hate that part of it. But it is exciting for a little while. So I'm just kind of enjoying that right now as I go out for a walk. And it is windy as shit, so I'm sure it doesn't sound the greatest. I apologize for that. But we need to talk about something.
And at this point, I realized I really need to let people know that this is my own personal opinions. Things might come off like I'm talking like they're facts, but it's from my personal views. Formulate your own opinions. Don't take anything I'm saying as facts.
I try to warn you guys. I really did. I try to tell people not to fall for Rudy scams. Here they are falling for Rudy scams. I mean, his Patreon is like a bunch of lemmings. One person leaves, another one follows. You know what I mean? Fills in that space immediately. And he puts out these 6.9 anniversary kits, and everybody's just going ape over them. He's hyping them up to the moon. He's telling everybody it's going to be a fair chance across the board. These aren't going to be lottery boxes. He wants everybody to enjoy opening them on camera, this and that. And he charges $699 for these boxes. $699. Rest assured, most people opening these boxes are going to be taken to HoseTown. And for what I've seen from some of the openings that I've watched, it's exactly what's happening. If you don't pull a 69 pin, you're not going to get anywhere near your value out of these boxes. I'm telling you that right now. And even if you do, it's like, what are you going to win? A bunch of crummy magic boxes that Rudy can't sell? That sit in his warehouse. MetaZoo boxes are worth like 50 bucks a piece. Fab boxes are worth like 50 bucks a piece. You're still not going to make money. You really aren't. Even if you do get lucky. Unless you get multiple 69 pins. But if you don't, you're shit out of luck. The last one I watched, a dude opened a $15 magic pack. And a $130-ish MetaZoo Kickstarter pack. And then if you take maybe the 50 bucks he'll make off of that MetaZoo promo card. And that's all he opened. He had some crummy freaking Rudy scribbled fab card in there that ain't worth shit, in my opinion. Maybe $100 if you can find some fool to freaking buy it. But outside of that, that was all he pulled. And he spent $699 for this. Like, I can't believe my eyes.
My eyes! Ah! The pain!
I'm like, I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I actually kind of congratulated Rudy at first because I heard he was actually giving away some stuff for once. I'm like, man, that's actually kind of cool. But now I'm actually seeing the videos. It's worse than I could have imagined. And it's not the only one. I've watched like 3 or 4 of these videos and none of them have gotten 69 pins. They've all been taken to HoseTown. If you're lucky, you might pull one of those magic cards, which he had like the artists like draw on them or whatever. I don't know what those are going to be worth on the market. They might hold some value. If you're lucky, you might get a Rudy Claus card, which he's basically holding hostage and putting in this kit, even though it was supposed to come out last Christmas. So people that bought those kits got screwed. We ended up getting another card. He said he was going to release it next Christmas. But people can't afford these boxes. You're shit out of luck. You're not going to get that Rudy Claus card. It sucks because it's the only card that I would actually want. Next to the first one he put out, it's the only one I think is worth the shit. The rest of them, take them or leave them. But unfortunately, they're going to be sky high because it's the only thing that people are going to pull. You know what I mean? It's going to hold any value. And they're going to have to get their money back somehow. So they're already charging like $500 for these cards. But I saw them. They're already dropping like $450 and stuff in Discord. They'll probably be like $250 by the time it's all said and done. People are being taken to HoseTown with these boxes. Just straight up. And it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I mean, this is what I was trying to warn people about. Rudy doesn't care. He's making money on most of these boxes. Or breaking even at worst. Maybe taking a loss in a couple of them. But he's walking away with a lot of money from this, laughing his way to the bank. And all these people are eating it up, friggin' lemmings. It's sad. Like, I don't want to shove it in people's faces and be like, I was right, you were wrong. But, like, stop following this guy. I know he's losing a lot of followers now. Like, I know he is, 100%. There's no way in hell that not a lot of people are feeling like they got buyer's remorse. From what I've been seeing, a lot of people are pissed off. And I'd love to hear your experience. If you bought one of these things, if you got tricked into it, please let me know. I want to know your experience. All the way up from when you bought it to when you got it and opened the damn thing. I want to know what your thoughts are. Because I guarantee majority of people are going to have very, very negative experiences. Unless you open the 69 pin or multiple, if you're super lucky, you're not going to have a good experience with this box. If you got hundreds of millions of dollars just to blow away, then by all means, you're not really going to care. But most other people that are buying these things, man, they don't have money like that. They're being tricked into the FOMO to buy this shit. Literally. And at $700, I can't believe people have $700 to spend right now. With the economy being the way that it is, nobody else is buying shit when it comes to TCGs. But they're willing to drop it for Rudy. I don't know why. I don't know what the friggin' hype is all about. I truly don't get it. Because it looked like a scam for me out the gate. And he's telling people, well, it's not going to be a lot, or you're not going to be able to flip these boxes. But that's what Rudy does. That's the genius of his marketing. He tells people all this shit, but they still buy it. And these things sold out very quickly. So it just goes to show you. I don't know where people are getting their money from. Borrowing from Pete to pay Paul. I don't know how they're getting this money. But they're doing it. And they're spending on the stupidest things imaginable. Like this Rudy 6.9 anniversary kit. Which you can't even keep sealed, because then you're losing all the value. Because the value comes from being able to trade in those pins if you're lucky enough to get one. So I feel bad for people that bought these things. But at the same time, I don't. Because they're not learning their lessons. You know what I mean? It's very easy to do a Google search, YouTube search, find my video. You know what I mean? Or whatever. There's probably other videos out there. I don't know. There's a couple people that talk badly about him as well. I'm not the only one. The Purple Elf also thinks the same exact thing I do about him. But everybody else likes to shill him. I don't get it. Even George and Louie, like, they love to shill Rudy. I don't understand it. Because Rudy's like the complete opposite of George. George likes to give value to his customers. He doesn't like to screw them over. And Rudy stands for the complete opposite principles. But for some reason, he holds Rudy up so highly, at least on camera. I don't get it. It's crazy. But I'm not here to bash anybody. You know, but this is ridiculous. People need to learn their lesson, man. You get taken to HoseTown. That's what happened to me. And that's when I started to look around and be like, you know what? This is a fucking scam. And buyer's remorse, it's a shitty thing when you feel it, you know what I mean? Especially when you're taking a HoseTown that badly. Because some people are going to be losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars here. You know what I mean? I did it with the Nightfall kits and the Monarch kits. And I feel like an idiot. But imagine buying these friggin' things. And getting nothing. Getting literally nothing. You open this box, there's like a couple things thrown in the bottom of the box. He made it seem like these things were going to be loaded with shit. And I see like the most bare bone boxes I've ever seen in my life. People open this shit up, there's like one thing in there. Like a little freaking paper clip and like a little ball of lint sitting down there. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? Take an empty can of sardines sitting in this bitch. I just paid $700 for it. What the fuck? Like, what the... And he's just laughing his way to the bank. Nobody cares. They're just going to move on to the next thing. They're going to keep spending money. Some people will leave. More people will fill in the space. Rinse and repeat. Man, it's like we're living in freaking Groundhog's Day. But one of the things I really wanted to talk about with these boxes, which I think was super scumbagish of Rudy to do, was he took those promo cards that he sold to us patrons in the past, and he put them in this freaking kit. Specifically the Fab promos that we bought with like the Monarch boxes, as well as the MetaZoo ones. So if you spent your money on those, thinking that they only had a certain print run and everything, and he turned around and said he would never sell them again, he's not putting those in these boxes. And technically he's not selling them, but he kind of is, because he's marketing these boxes saying that you could get these cards in those boxes. So technically you are buying them. You know what I mean? It's just kind of his loop around to get away with it. But it's so scummy to me. I mean, we knew he was going to do something with these cards because he was sitting on so many of them. And he wouldn't burn them. We asked him to burn them. He wouldn't burn them. And now we see what's happening. I don't care if it's only 250 more or whatever that's being entered into the market. That's a lot. And compared to how many was printed originally. And it just pisses me off. Like, I don't understand why people aren't, like, up in arms with this. Because, to me, that just shows that this guy does not care. Has no care at all when it comes to his patrons. Anybody that's buying his product. To him, it's just about making money. You know what I mean? You can say, well, he wants it to get into more people's hands, and that's a good thing. It's like, well, fuck that. You know what I mean? Him of all people know, you know, when collectors buy this shit, man, they want it rare. They want it as rare as possible, as the least amount possible. You know what I mean? Those kits came and went. You should not be giving those cards out anymore at this point in time. If you want one, you got to get it from somebody else that already bought one. You don't introduce 250 more into the market and do it in such a scummy way. If anything, just give them away to your patrons straight out. You know what I mean? Do that. Don't include them in a box that you're selling for $700. Like, that blows my freaking mind. But nobody seems to care. Welcome to Clownsville.
I have about 20 booked near where I live, near Clownsville.
Yeah, dude who's been doing this for 32 years. Full-time professional. Rated by One Family Magazine, #1 clown, 9 straight years.